The year is finally ending, so now is the best time to look back at some of the greatest cybersecurity scandals this 2022. So for today's video, we'll be listing down this year's greatest hacks and leaks, ranked, so make sure you keep watching today's video if you don't want to miss out. So without further ado, let's take a look at the worst hacking incidents in cybersecurity this year. Folks, it's officially that time of year. Yes, the time has come to rank the greatest, read worst, most terrible, most absurd, hacking incidents of the year as we inch closer to the end of the year and toward 2023. The year 2022 wasn't quite as severe as others in recent years in terms of cybersecurity catastrophes. This year saw fewer prominent ransomware assaults. But even if there weren't any massive controversies in the vein of SolarWinds, things weren't all that fantastic. Millions of large organizations were exposed as having poor digital security due to cryptocurrency attacks, which resulted in billions of dollars in damages. At the same time, cybercriminals once more showed that their business model is incredibly lucrative. Starting today's list, we have the Lupsus hacks. The organization, which is said to be primarily made up of teens, claimed amazing hacking triumphs against some of the biggest firms in the world: Microsoft, Samsung, Nvidia, Ubisoft, and a slew of other significant tech companies that were all subject to massive data breaches. Lapsus appears to have maintained its reign of terror while the gang's purported leader, a teenager from the United Kingdom, was detained back in March, proclaiming triumphs over an increasing number of major corporations. We still don't know much about the gang or its members despite its significant impact on the world of cybercrime. Even out of the ones that were detained, no members of the organization have been publicly named yet. Next, can you believe Uber also fell victim to hacking this year? One of the most notable hacks of the year was done to Uber, the Lapsus gang. The cybercriminals from the preceding slide may have also been responsible. In other words, back in September, someone broke into the ride-sharing giant's network and did all kinds of havoc. Certainly had a sense of humor, whoever it was. The hacker screwed with employees via Slack, exposed images of the workplace to the internet, and vandalized an internal website with a picture of a dick. Later, the business blamed Lapsus. Moving forward to the next hack, Rockstar Games had it bad this year. The unfortunate hacking of Rockstar Games was also a potential new Lapsus episode. A 17-year-old was detained for the offense in London on suspicion of hacking as part of an inquiry into the incident after a cybercriminal cell managed to break into the gaming giant's network and steal and release early development video of the upcoming Grand Theft Auto 6. The adolescent may have had ties to the online criminal organization Lapsus. Next on the list is the LA School District ransomware attack. This year's first ransomware attack targeted the second largest school system in America, and boy was it a bummer. Yes, a gang going by the name of Vice City did hack into the Los Angeles Unified School District in September. The hack rendered certain IT systems inoperable and caused major chaos for local schools. The school district refused to pay the ransom that the hacker sought. Later, in retaliation, the hackers made 500 terabytes of the district's data available. This next one is something we predicted, but we didn't think it would be that bad. And yes, we're talking about the 620 million Axie Infinity hack. This year began with one of the greatest cryptocurrency hacks in history. Axie Infinity, a cryptocurrency video game firm, was ultimately looted for an astounding $620 million worth of cryptocurrency. Later, according to authorities, the large-scale robbery was carried out by North Korean cybercriminals connected to the hacker group Lazarus. And then we move on to the California gun owners doxing episode. In a weird incident, California unintentionally doxed every single person with a permit to possess a firearm in the state. This event happened this summer, following the establishment of a new website by the California Justice Department that served as a hub for anonymous and compiled data on gun owners. It turned out that the website wasn't entirely anonymous. Instead, the internet was left open to receive public information about gun owners, including private data like names, birthdays, and addresses. The state government quickly removed the website and issued an apology for its error. And then there's the Wormhole Bridge attack. The Wormhole Bridge attack this year was yet another enormous cryptocurrency hack. Wormhole was a decentralized finance, or DeFi network that assisted users with asset transfers and was briefly a big hit. Unfortunately, it was hacked in February, and poof, $325 million in cryptocurrency vanished into thin air. Oddly, the hacker later restored a large portion of the money, but the entire incident serves as a reminder of how quickly money may go in the DeFi realm. Next up, there's also the Conti ransomware leaks. One of the year's more intriguing data data breaches featured a well-known hacker collective being compromised. Hacktivists from Ukraine attacked the Conti ransomware gang, which has been linked to several extremely significant hacking incidents. Internal discussions and other data from the ransomware gang were leaked by the Ukrainians and posted online. Some of the most thorough insights into how significant ransomware gangs operate their profitable business have come from the contents of the dump. And of course, this list also includes everything associated with Log4j. One of the worst flaws ever discovered surfaced in December of last year. A terrible flaw in Log4j, a popular piece of open-source software. The problem instantly caused fear online, and understandably so. Since then, businesses have been getting hacked all over the place. And last but not least, we have the Goatsy Elementary School fiasco. Okay, so it's true that this cyber event wasn't the biggest or the most expensive of the year, but it was the funniest. To cut a long tale short, some jerk hacked an app that was often used by parents and administrators in elementary schools across the nation. After hacking it, what did they do? Naturally, they chose to bombard viewers with the iconic Goatsy meme, which depicts a man crouching and exposing his cavernous dark hole to the world by spreading his cheeks wide open. Users using the apps were obviously embarrassed. This horrible practical joke may have affected a large number of schools, though this is not entirely clear. And since we're already here, we might as well list down some of the biggest hacks in cybersecurity history as honorary mentions. To add to the list, we have the cyber hack done on Citibank. By breaking into Citibank's phone and computer systems, Vladimir Levin was able to pull off the first significant financial crime in 1994, stealing $10 million. Around the time of the incident, several banks were converting to digital systems to cut costs and increase consumer access. Less physical branches, fewer tellers, and more computerized services were required as a result. One of these institutions making the transition to the new cash management system, which permitted electronic money transfers to other banks anywhere in the world, was Citibank in New York. As users provided their information to Citibank staff on the phone, Levin and his tiny team of hackers in St. Petersburg, Russia, managed to hijack this system and acquire account credentials such as passwords and account numbers from customers. The money was subsequently electronically transferred to various anonymous accounts located throughout the world by Levin using the credentials. Levin was apprehended, given a 3-year prison term, and all but $400,000 of the $10 million were recovered. The first attempt at an online bank heist served as a wake-up call for the banking sector and astonished everyone with the advances in technology and cybercrime. Then, there's also the Melissa virus that took place in the late 90s. A virus that propagated the fastest through email in 1999 served as a model for subsequent viruses and a reminder of the value of online security. The Microsoft Word and Outlook-based systems that the Melissa virus targeted were mass mailing platforms. The creator of the Melissa virus, David Lee Smith, employed social engineering techniques to spread the malware by enclosing it in an email with the subject line, "Important message from the sender's username," along with a list doc attachment that purported to be a list of passwords for various websites that required memberships. Instead, the file contained a Visual Basic script that, when accessed by users, would disable several Microsoft Word security features, and even that isn't the worst of it. The virus automatically distributed itself to the first 50 contacts in the user's address book if they were using Microsoft Outlook as their email client. This gave the virus the ability to take down important business mail servers. The virus is thought to have affected 20% of computers worldwide at the time, costing over $80 million in damages, and interrupting multiple businesses for several days as they worked to remove it from their systems. Even though no important information was released or stolen, Smith received a sentence of $5,000 in fines and 20 months in federal prison. Then in 2011, there was the incident with Sony's PlayStation Network, a targeted distributed denial-of-service attack, which uses hundreds of thousands of bots to seize control and render service impossible, struck Sony's PlayStation Network in 2011. Personal information, including names and addresses of almost 77 million users with accounts, have been taken from the PlayStation Network system. The attack prevented gamers from accessing the network for more than 20 days, causing a loss of over $171 million. The attacks were carried out by the renowned hacker collective Anonymous. The PS3 hacker, George Holtz's lawsuit against Sony infuriated the hacktivist gang. Anonymous allegedly declared itself in an uprising against Sony for punishing programmers who attempted to alter their own hardware. And last for today's honorary mention is the Yahoo debacle. Yahoo may win the prize for being a frequent target of data theft hacks. 3 billion Yahoo accounts, including names, security questions, passwords, and contact information, were compromised in 2013. To make matters worse, the incident recurred in 2014, resulting in the hacking of an additional 500 million accounts. Yahoo has been hacked more times than any other single entity in internet history. With that, we're wrapping up today's episode about the greatest hacks and leaks this 2022. Which of the aforementioned do you think is the worst? first? Let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching today's video, and before you go, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on for more videos like this. See you next time, and thanks for watching.